computer. But do not go load software on your own on those computers. All right, they are designed and set up to work the way that they work. And when you introduce additional software that I'm not aware of in that computer, it changes things, and I'm not easily able to resolve any issues that you might have at some future time. So don't delete anything either. All right, don't delete any software applications. Do not update or upgrade or load or anything software. That's very important. I want to make it clear so that there's no, I did not know that when I say something to you about it at some point in the future, if you in fact have done that. All right, this next sentence is very important. Internet sites that contain pornographic, violent, or other unacceptable content, you may not visit those either here at school or at home on RCS's computer. All right, you understand that they are our computers, and we do not want you visiting sites that you should not be able to go to, or that you should not be going to, either here or at home. All right, and if you do any of this producing or posting, displaying, sending offensive messages to people, putting stuff on Facebook that's not very nice about someone, it could be obscene language, something profane, vulgar, rude. We don't want any sexually suggestive language or images. All of that's prohibited, so do not do that. If you send false information or defamatory information about a person or an organization, that is not allowed. All right, it is prohibited. Do not do it. You may not harass, threaten, don't insult or attack others with email, on Facebook, on Skype, wherever. All right. You're not going to use it for electronic intimidation. No electronic bullying via Facebook or Ubu or MySpace or YouTube or whatever, any other social networking site. Doing that, by the way, is not only a violation of our school rules, it is not only wrong, but it's also a violation of North Carolina state law, and you can serve jail time if you intimidate or otherwise threaten or sexually harass a person via electronic means like Facebook. We have the ability to monitor the software and your activities on the computer. We can do it in real time. We also have the ability to go back and look and see what has happened, and we review those things on a regular basis. So if you are doing something you're not supposed to be doing, it will get someone's attention, and we will see if you are in compliance with this policy. The best thing to do is just don't do anything you shouldn't do. I mean, that should be relatively simple. Parents may also limit the use of the software that students have on the computer and the times they use it. We have a new application now loaded on all the computers called Microsoft Family Protection. Parents, if you're interested in doing that, you basically log in or have your student log in and you use the Microsoft Family Protection software, create an online account, and you can limit what your student does or the hours that they do it. That includes Skype and Facebook and some of those things. So we've given parents the ability to have a lot more control over when and what their children are doing. So students, make sure you understand that your parents can do that and that they hopefully will read this whole policy and will understand that that's something they can do as well. Now remember, don't share your password. I've already said that. Only your parent or guardian should get your password. No faculty members, staff members, no one needs your password. All right? Remember, email correspondence that's on our system using our student-assigned email account is the property of RCS, so documents and other things you create is also our property, so make sure that you do what's right when using email and that you understand that. Now, students need to make sure that your batteries are completely recharged before classes start for the day. Now, I know there's a few of you sort of giggling because you probably remember that last year you are sitting across the desk from somebody else and their computer's not charged and they've got a charger plugged in and somebody's trying to trip over it and all that. You need to make sure that your computers are charged up, okay? And you should also bring your computer to school every day. Do not forget it. Your teachers will be relying on you having that computer for many of the assignments and tasks that they're going to be giving you throughout the day. Now, as I said, the data that you generate, if you store everything in the My Documents folder and not on the desktop, then I'm going to back that stuff up for you at night. All right? We're not responsible for anything that you put on the desktop, okay? So any personal music files, like I said, iTunes or whatever, you need to keep those on the desktop, but make a backup yourself, all right? We talked about the intimidation issue. Don't use it for intimidation. Copyrighted material, this is really important. Do not steal music via LimeWire or any other service. Do not steal music and put it on our computers. It's against the law, and we do not want material that is copyrighted by someone else, that someone else owns, on any of our systems. All right? Very important that you remember that. That's also a way, if you don't steal music for free, you can avoid getting viruses if you don't do that. All right? So you're fine using iTunes and buying music and all that stuff, but if you go those other routes, you open yourself up to getting viruses on your computer, and you're also violating the law. So don't do that. Plagiarism is prohibited. And this day and age, it's really, really easy to plagiarize, right? Because all you do is you Google it, look it up on the internet, and there it is, and you just cut and paste and think you've gotten away with something slick. But our teachers have software available to them that allow them to review your work and determine whether it has been plagiarized from something anywhere on the internet or any other documents that were created here at school before. So we have things in place to prevent or to detect plagiarism, but the rule is don't do it. Don't use our computers to do it. All right. Remember, check your emails. That's pretty self-explanatory. You need to make sure that you're checking it all the time. That's how people will communicate with you. Mr. Finnegan will communicate with you that way, and I will as well. You should only use your computer for legitimate work purposes, right? For school work when you're at school. Now, we do have software that allows you to do other things, and we want you to also be able to have sort of a social experience on the computer and to really enjoy using it, okay? So we do allow some personal stuff, like emails. You can send personal emails back and forth to people, and that's fine. Or you can Skype, and that's fine. But when you're here at school, we want you to make sure that you're not sending out all those funny jokes or funny sayings to everybody. It's called spam, and we don't want any spam, so don't send out stuff to everybody in the global address book, because we all don't think it's funny, and we want to make sure that you're not crowding up our email boxes with a bunch of silliness. So please don't send that stuff. Use the computer for schoolwork. Also, you can use it for personal things, but don't be sending a lot of spam out. You should not also use the computer during class unless the teacher's specifically given you instructions to do so. Okay? Students, we had a number of people who felt like they could get around some of their teachers, and when they were supposed to be taking notes last year, during class, maybe they were Skyping people, or maybe they were on Facebook or what have you, and people got caught. You'll get your computer taken away from you, which this year is going to be a lot more difficult for you to do your work without that computer. So please do what the teachers instruct you to do. Okay? Use the computers during class only if authorized to do so by a faculty member, and only for the purpose stated by the faculty member. Now, there may be times when teachers go, hey, everybody's finished with their assignment, so sure, hop on Facebook and do it. And then that's fine, but that's going to be up to the teacher. And please make sure you follow their instructions. It will be frowned upon if you do not. All right. Hacking, or attempting to gain any unauthorized access to our network for the purpose of stealing or corrupting data, is prohibited. Now, I'm not going to say you can't get in our stuff, but I don't want you trying. We don't want you trying to hack into stuff, okay? If we catch you doing that, then you're going to have a very serious conversation with Mr. Finnegan. So don't even try to get people's information if you think you're good enough to be able to do that. All right. And here's the catch-all. Any other use that's a violation of federal or state law is prohibited. You're not allowed to do it. So make sure that you just use your head, use the computers appropriately, be nice to one another electronically, take care of them, and everyone will be fine. But you need to know that there are consequences that will be enforced It may include revoking or limiting your computer access privileges, right? Or we may temporarily or permanently confiscate the computer. There may be other disciplinary action that's in your student handbook. And if you have questions about what's on the student handbook, it's very easy to find out what's in there because there's a copy of the student handbook on the desktop on all of your computers. So no question about understanding what the disciplinary actions may be. And then anything else that may be appropriate sanctions for violating any of these rules will be exercised. Now, that's about all I've got to say. I appreciate you sitting here and listening for such a long time. I know it wasn't the most exciting thing, but it's important that you know what is expected of you and how to use the technology that we're making available to you. If you need to watch the video again, like I said at the beginning, or if your parents want to see what the video is about, it's available on YouTube, right? And there's a link on the RCS website that will bring it up from the main page of the RCS website, and published on our website is a transcript of everything that I have said here, so that you can go look up whatever I've said. If there's any question about it at all, then you can go look at that on our website as well. So feel free to review the video or the transcript, or stop by my office in 214, and I'll be happy to clarify anything that I've said. If you didn't understand anything, or if you have further questions, come by. Ultimately, we're here to serve you. The technology management team wants to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful here at RCS, and that the technology adds to your educational experience. So any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Remember, get your form signed, return it to us in the library beginning tomorrow, Thursday after school, 12:30. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a really great school year here at RCS. Goodbye.